All right, so you're gearing up for a camera operator interview.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah. We've got all your RoleCatcher resources right here.
Right.
We're going to help you make the most of them.
Awesome.
Think of this deep dive as like a crash course
Okay.
in not just like answering those questions, but really showing them you are the camera operator
Right.
that they've been searching for.
Yeah, and it's fascinating how often candidates,
Yeah.
they focus so much on just the technical side and forget to showcase all the other
Right.
crucial aspects that come with being a camera operator.
Right.
Collaboration, adaptability, that constant drive to learn and grow.
Absolutely.
That's where these RoleCatcher insights can really give you an edge.
Okay, so let's unpack this
Yeah.
before we even get to the questions. The RoleCatcher Career Guide. It mentions how important it is
Right.
to tailor your resume
Yes.
to each specific job.
Absolutely.
Now I know what you're thinking. More resume work.
Yeah.
But here's the cool part. RoleCatcher's AI can actually analyze
Wow.
job descriptions and suggest these tweaks to your resume
Wow.
that make it laser focused on exactly what they're looking for.
That's right.
It's like having a personal resume assistant
It is.
that speaks fluent recruiter.
It's amazing.
I love that.
The AI can identify keywords, highlight relevant skills,
Oh, wow.
and even suggest ways to rephrase your experience
Okay.
to better align with the job requirements.
Yeah.
So you're not just sending out a generic resume.
Right.
You're sending a targeted message that says, hey,
Yeah.
I'm the perfect fit for this role.
Oh, that is so smart.
Right.
It's like giving yourself a secret advantage
You are.
before you even step into the interview room.
Exactly.
Okay, so now let's dive into some of those common interview questions.
Let's do it.
A classic one. What inspired you to become a camera operator?
Yeah.
This might seem simple,
Yeah.
but it's your chance to really show them your passion.
Right.
Like, what makes you tick?
Yeah, and the interview guide suggests sharing a specific story here,
Okay.
not just a general statement.
Right.
Maybe it was a film that blew you away,
Yeah.
a behind-the-scenes documentary
Yeah.
that sparked your interest,
Right.
or even a personal project where you discovered this love for
Yeah.
capturing moments.
So instead of just saying, I've always loved cameras,
Right.
you could talk about how seeing the cinematography in, say, Blade Runner 2049
Oh, yeah?
made you realize, like, the power of visual storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
How you knew right then
Absolutely.
that that's what you wanted to do.
Exactly. Make it personal. Make it memorable.
Yeah.
And be prepared for those follow-up questions, too.
That's a good point.
They might ask you to elaborate on
Right.
what specifically about that film resonated with you,
Yeah.
or how you've pursued that passion since then.
Okay, so always have a few more details up your sleeve
Yeah.
to show them you've really thought about this.
Sure.
Let's get a little into the technical side.
Okay.
A question you are bound to encounter.
Mm-hmm.
What are the key technical skills a camera operator must possess?
Yeah. This is where you can really shine,
Yeah.
but avoid overwhelming them with jargon.
Right.
The guide emphasizes that you should explain things clearly
Okay.
and relate them back to real-world scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just listing off camera settings,
Right.
talk about how you use those settings to achieve a specific creative effect.
So instead of saying,
Right.
I'm proficient with a 50mm lens with an f-stop of 2.8,
Right.
you could say, on a recent shoot, I used a 50mm lens with a wide aperture
Yes.
to create a shallow depth of field, which helped me isolate the subject
Yeah.
and draw the viewer's attention to their emotional expression.
Perfect. You're demonstrating your knowledge
Yeah.
while also showing that you understand how those technical choices
Right.
impact the final image and ultimately the story you're trying to tell.
And that's what it's all about, right?
That's it.
It's not just about operating a camera.
Right.
It's about being a visual storyteller.
Exactly.
Now, I know I sometimes struggle with explaining technical stuff in a way that non-filmmakers can understand.
Yeah.
Is there anything RoleCatcher's AI can do to help with that?
Absolutely. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your practice responses
Okay.
and point out areas where you might be getting too technical.
Oh, wow.
It can even suggest alternative phrasing to make your explanations clearer and more engaging for someone who might not be familiar with the intricacies of camera operation.
That's amazing.
Right.
So it's like having a built-in jargon buster to
Exactly.
make sure I'm communicating effectively.
It is.
Okay, next question.
Okay.
How do you ensure the camera captures the intended shot?
Ooh.
This one seems to go beyond just technical skills.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
This question is all about showcasing your collaboration skills and your ability to adapt to those unexpected situations on set. It's about listening to the director's vision,
Okay.
understanding their instructions,
Yeah.
and then using your technical expertise
Right.
to make that vision a reality.
So it's a mix of communication,
Yes.
problem solving,
Uh-huh.
staying calm under pressure.
Absolutely.
What kind of example could you give for this one?
Let's say you're filming a scene outdoors, and suddenly the weather changes dramatically.
Oh, okay.
Instead of panicking, you quickly assess the situation,
Right.
communicate with the director,
Yeah.
adjust your camera settings and shooting style
Okay.
to incorporate the new conditions,
Right.
maybe even use them to enhance the scene's emotional impact.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
It shows you can think on your feet and be resourceful,
Mm.
which are essential qualities for a camera operator.
Absolutely.
Now, another question that comes up a lot.
Okay.
What is your experience with different types of shots?
Mm-hmm.
I imagine they want to hear more than just,
That's for sure.
I know how to do a close-up.
Right. They want to see that you understand
Oh,
the nuances of each shot type and how they contribute to the overall storytelling.
Okay.
Think about projects where you got creative
Yeah.
with your shot choices and be prepared to explain
Okay.
the reasoning behind those choices.
So, for example, I could talk about a short film I worked on
Okay.
where we used a lot of close-ups on the actor's face
Mm-hmm.
to really highlight their emotional journey.
Yeah.
And then we contrasted that with wide shots
Okay.
of this vast empty landscape to emphasize their feelings of isolation.
Exactly. You're not just listing off technical terms. You're
Yeah.
demonstrating your understanding of how those techniques work together to
Mhm.
create a specific feeling or mood.
And RoleCatcher's AI can analyze my responses to these questions, right?
Yes.
Can it help me fine-tune my answers to
Absolutely.
specific job roles?
That's one of its most valuable features.
Okay.
The AI can identify
Mhm.
the skills and qualities that are most important for the specific role you're applying for and provide feedback on how well your answers highlight those areas.
Oh, wow.
It can even suggest
Yeah.
specific examples from your experience
Right.
that would be most relevant to the job description.
Okay. That is seriously impressive.
It is.
It's like having a personal career coach
It really is.
who knows exactly what each employer is looking for.
It knows what they're looking for.
This is definitely giving me more confidence going
Okay.
into this interview.
Confidence is key.
Okay.
But remember, it's not about having all the right answers.
Right.
It's about showing them who you are
Yeah.
as a camera operator,
Mm.
your passion, your skills, and your willingness to learn and grow.
Absolutely.
Speaking of growth, let's shift gears for a moment
Yeah.
and talk about your career trajectory.
Hmm.
The RoleCatcher Career Stages section
Mm-hmm.
is a goldmine of information
Right.
for planning your future in this field.
You know, I was actually just browsing through that section earlier,
Okay.
and it's super interesting to see
Oh.
how those responsibilities and expectations evolve
Right.
as you gain experience.
You do.
It's like having a roadmap for your career progression.
Exactly. And one of the coolest things about RoleCatcher
Yeah.
is it doesn't just tell you what those stages look like.
Oh, right.
It gives you real-world examples. They have profiles
Oh, wow.
of actual camera operators at different levels,
Okay.
sharing their insights and experiences.
That's so helpful.
right.
I love that it's not just theoretical.
Yeah.
You can actually see what people are doing in those roles
Right.
and what skills they've developed.
Exactly. And you can use this information to your advantage
Okay.
during the interview when they ask about your career goals.
Right.
You can show them that you've thought about your path,
Okay.
how you see yourself growing within the industry.
That's a great point.
Yeah,
It shows them you're ambitious and invested in your future,
absolutely.
not just looking for any job. Okay, so let's get back to those interview questions.
Let's get back to it.
What about those tricky questions?
Okay.
About working under pressure and meeting deadlines?
Yeah, the film industry is notorious
Oh, yeah.
for tight schedules and last-minute changes.
Right.
That's where your ability to stay calm, organized, and focused
Mm-hmm.
really comes into play.
Okay.
The interview guide emphasizes
Right.
that interviewers want to see that you can handle the heat
Okay.
without letting it affect the quality of your work.
So how do you suggest approaching a question like,
Yeah.
tell me about a time you faced a challenging situation on set
Right.
and how you handled it?
This is your chance to share a story that highlights your problem-solving skills.
Okay.
Adaptability, resilience.
Right.
Maybe you had to deal with equipment malfunctioning,
Mm.
a sudden change in weather,
Yeah.
or even a conflict within the crew.
Oh, yeah.
The key is to focus on how you remain calm,
Okay.
communicated effectively, and found a solution that allowed the shoot to continue smoothly.
That reminds me of a time when I was working on this documentary,
Oh, okay.
and our main camera suddenly stopped recording
Oh, no.
in the middle of this crucial interview.
Wow.
And luckily, I always carry a backup camera.
Good.
And I was able to, quickly switch over without missing a beat.
Good for you.
It was a stressful moment,
Right.
but it taught me the importance of being prepared for anything.
That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
You demonstrated your resourcefulness,
Yeah.
quick thinking, and commitment to getting the shot, no
Right.
matter the obstacles.
Yeah.
And those are qualities that any interviewer would be impressed by.
That's good to hear.
And don't forget,
Yeah.
RoleCatcher's AI can help you refine your storytelling skills.
Wait, really? How can AI help with that?
It can analyze your practice responses
Okay.
and provide feedback on things like pacing,
Right.
clarity, and emotional impact.
Wow.
It can even suggest ways to structure your story
Yeah.
to make it more engaging and memorable for the listener.
That's incredible.
It's like having a personal storytelling coach in your pocket.
Okay, that is amazing.
Yeah.
It seems like RoleCatcher's AI capabilities are almost limitless.
It's pretty impressive.
Okay, now there's another question that often comes up
Okay.
that I'd love to get your take on.
All right.
It's a little bit more open-ended.
Okay.
What are your strengths and weaknesses as a camera operator?
Yes. The classic strengths and weaknesses question.
You're right.
This one can be tricky,
Yeah.
but it's a valuable opportunity
Okay.
to showcase your self-awareness
Right.
and your commitment to continuous learning.
So what's the best way to approach this?
Yeah.
Without sounding arrogant or overly self-critical.
When highlighting your strengths,
Yeah.
be specific and provide concrete examples.
Okay.
Don't just say, I'm a hard worker.
Right.
Instead, talk about your meticulous attention to detail,
Right.
your ability to anticipate the director's needs,
Yeah.
or your talent for framing shots that capture the essence of a scene.
Right. Show
So-
them. Don't just tell them.
Exactly. And when discussing your weaknesses,
Mm-hmm.
be honest, but also frame them in a positive light. Choose a weakness that you're actively working on improving,
Right.
and explain the steps you're taking to overcome it.
Right.
This shows them that you're self-aware, proactive, and committed to growth.
For example, I could say,
Yeah.
I'm always striving to expand my knowledge of different camera systems.
Okay.
I've been taking online courses and attending workshops
Perfect.
to familiarize myself with the latest technology and techniques.
You've acknowledged an area where you see room for improvement,
Yeah.
but you've also highlighted your initiative and dedication to staying ahead of the curve.
And would it be helpful to mention RoleCatcher in this context?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It shows that you're taking your career development seriously
Mm-hmm.
and leveraging available resources to enhance your skill set.
Okay.
It also demonstrates that you're familiar with the industry-leading tools and platforms,
Yeah.
which is always a plus.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. But I'm curious,
Yeah.
what are some of the less common, maybe even unexpected
Okay.
questions that candidates might encounter in a camera operator interview?
Right.
You know, those curveballs that
Wow.
can really throw you off.
You're right. Sometimes interviewers like to throw in a curveball
Yeah.
to see how you think on your feet and
Yeah.
how passionate you are about the craft.
Mm-hmm.
One question you might encounter
Okay.
is, what are some of your favorite films and why?
Oh, that's a good one.
It is.
It's a chance to show them your cinematic influences
Absolutely.
and what inspires you visually.
Precisely think about films that have impacted you as a camera operator,
Yeah.
whether it's for their groundbreaking cinematography,
Right?
innovative techniques, or masterful storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Be prepared to articulate what you admire about those films
Right.
and how they've influenced your own approach to filmmaking.
So, for example, I could talk about how the use of natural light in Terrence Malick's films
Oh, yeah.
has always inspired me.
Beautiful.
Or how the dynamic camera movements in a Paul Greengrass film
Okay.
create a sense of urgency and immediacy.
Excellent examples.
Yeah.
You're showcasing your knowledge of film history
Right.
and demonstrating how those influences have shaped your own aesthetic sensibilities.
Right.
And don't be afraid to mention films from different genres and eras.
Oh, good point.
It shows that you have a broad range of cinematic interests
Yeah.
and a deep appreciation for the art form.
It's about showing them you're not just a technician.
Exactly.
You're a cinephile, a visual storyteller who's passionate about the power of film.
That's it.
And of course, RoleCatcher can help you prepare
Absolutely.
for these kinds of questions too, right?
RoleCatcher's database includes information
Okay.
on a wide range of films and directors.
Okay.
And its AI can analyze your responses to identify any gaps in your knowledge or areas where you could expand your cinematic horizons.
Okay, so RoleCatcher is like having a film school professor.
It is.
And a career coach all rolled into one.
This is it.
This is seriously game-changing stuff.
It's pretty cool.
But even with all this preparation, interviews can still be nerve-wracking.
Oh, for sure.
Do you have any tips for staying calm and collected under pressure?
One of the best ways to combat nerves is to practice, practice, practice. The more you rehearse your answers, the more confident and comfortable you'll feel during the actual interview. And here's where RoleCatcher's AI can be incredibly helpful.
You're going to tell me it can analyze my body language and give me feedback on my interview presence, aren't you?
You know it. I knew it.
RoleCatcher's AI can analyze video recordings of your practice sessions, providing insights into your nonverbal communication, such as eye contact posture and hand gestures.
Wow.
It can even detect subtle cues like voice fluctuations and facial expressions that might portray nervousness or uncertainty.
That's amazing.
Right.
That's like having a virtual mirror.
It is.
That reflects not just what I'm saying,
but how I'm coming across.
And by identifying those areas where you might be unconsciously undermining your confidence, you can make adjustments and present yourself in a more assured and compelling way.
This is seriously like having a secret weapon in my back pocket.
Think of it as your personalized interview superpower.
Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground on interview prep.
We have.
But before we wrap up, I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier. The importance of staying ahead of the curve in this industry.
Yes.
The RoleCatcher Career Guide talks about how technology is constantly evolving.
It is.
And camera operators need to be adaptable, willing to learn new skills.
They do.
That's right. The film industry is in a constant state of flux.
It is.
With new technologies and techniques emerging all the time.
All the time.
Virtual production, AI-powered cameras, immersive experiences. It's an exciting time to be a camera operator.
It is.
But it also requires a commitment to continuous learning.
Absolutely.
So even if I don't have direct experience with those technologies yet, just expressing an interest and a willingness to learn can make a difference in an interview.
Absolutely. It shows that you're forward-thinking, adaptable, and passionate about pushing the boundaries of your craft.
And is there anything RoleCatcher can do?
You bet.
To help me stay up to date on these emerging trends?
RoleCatcher's platform is constantly updated with the latest industry news, technological advancements, and expert insights.
Wow. This is seriously like having a cheat sheet.
It is.
For the future of filmmaking.
Think of it as your guide to navigating the ever-evolving landscape of visual storytelling.
I think you've given our listener a fantastic toolkit to not only ace this interview, but really launch their career as a camera operator.
Right.
It's amazing how RoleCatcher combines those like practical interview tips with like a broader perspective on the industry and your own personal development.
And what's particularly exciting is that these tools aren't static. They're constantly evolving and adapting to the changing landscape of filmmaking. That's what makes RoleCatcher such a valuable resource for anyone serious about a career in this field.
You've mentioned virtual production.
Yes.
AI-powered cameras and immersive experiences a few times now.
Right.
Can you break those down a bit more for our listener?
Sure.
I mean, AI-powered cameras sound straight out of science fiction.
It does sound futuristic.
Right.
But it's becoming increasingly real.
Wow.
Imagine cameras that can automatically adjust settings based on lighting conditions. Track moving subjects with precision.
Wow.
Even anticipate the director's next shot.
That's incredible.
It's all about enhancing efficiency and freeing up the camera operator to focus more on the creative aspects of the job.
So it's not about replacing the human element.
No.
It's about augmenting it.
Exactly. It's about giving camera operators more tools and creative control.
Right.
And then there's virtual production, which is essentially creating entire sets and environments digitally.
Okay.
Using LED walls and game engine technology.
Right.
Think of it like filming inside a giant video game.
Wow.
Where you can change the background, the lighting, even the time of day.
Okay.
With the click of a button.
That's mind-blowing.
Right.
It opens up so many possibilities for storytelling.
It does.
And eliminates the limitations of physical locations.
Precisely. And then there are immersive experiences like augmented and virtual reality. Think 360-degree cameras and volumetric capture, where you're not just recording a scene, but creating an entire world that the viewer can step into and interact with.
So instead of just watching a story unfold, you're experiencing it firsthand.
Exactly. It's a whole new frontier in visual storytelling.
Yeah.
And it's creating incredible opportunities.
Wow.
For camera operators who are eager to experiment with new techniques and technologies.
This is all so inspiring.
Yeah.
It makes me excited about the future of filmmaking.
Me too.
But I imagine it can also feel a bit overwhelming for someone just starting out.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to our listener about navigating this rapidly evolving landscape?
The key is to stay curious, be adaptable, and never stop learning. Embrace new technologies, experiment with different techniques.
Right.
Be open to pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And remember, RoleCatcher is there to guide you every step of the way, providing the resources and insights you need to stay ahead of the curve.
So what does this all mean for you, our listener, getting ready for that camera operator interview? It means you're not just walking in with technical skills and a resume.
Right.
You're walking in with a vision.
You've got the passion, the knowledge. And the forward-thinking mindset to not only land the job, but to shape the future of visual storytelling.
One last thought to leave you with.
Okay.
As you prepare for this interview.
Yeah.
Think about what excites you most about the world of filmmaking. What stories do you want to tell?
Right.
What visual experiences do you want to create?
Yeah.
Let that passion shine through, and you'll be unstoppable.
And remember, the camera is just a tool.
Right.
The real magic happens when you combine your technical expertise with your creative vision and your unique perspective on the world.
Yeah.
Good luck with your interview.
Thank you.
And we can't wait to see what you create.
That's it for this deep dive on acing your camera operator interview.
It was fun.
I hope you found these insights helpful.
I hope so too.
And that you feel ready to wow those interviewers.
Go get them.
Until next time, happy filmmaking